So I went into The Prosecutor blind. I was literally expecting another badass Donnie Yen action movie, not knowing what this film is, not knowing what type of genre The Prosecutor is. And what really surprised me about The Prosecutor is that this movie is surprisingly a legal drama film with action scenes in it. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On the Brain Cat, and today I'm going to review the latest Chinese action legal thriller film, and that film is The Prosecutor. This movie is directed by Donnie Yen and also stars Donnie Yen. A poor young man is wrongly charged with drug trafficking after being deceived. An ex-prosecutor, played by Donnie Yen, investigates the case, uncovers a corrupt lawyer's team's shame, and restores justice despite obstruction from evil forces. Now, I love Donnie Yen. I think he is, I would say, one of the most badass action stars out there. I cannot believe he is in his 60s, and he's still doing these movies. I find that freaking awesome. Now, I haven't seen all Donnie Yen movies, you know, the Japanese Donnie Yen films, but I have seen the IP Man movies. I've only seen the first two movies, and I thought they were badass action movies, and it made Donnie Yen a huge action star right now. But of course, I have seen him in movies like Rogue One: A Star Wars Story and John Wick Chapter 4 especially, that made him, yes, this is one badass action star that anyone could remember. So I went into The Prosecutor blind. I was literally expecting another badass Donnie Yen action movie, not knowing what this film is, not knowing what type of genre The Prosecutor is. And what really surprised me about The Prosecutor is that this movie is surprisingly a legal drama film with action scenes in it. And is it a bad thing? I wouldn't say so. I enjoyed The Prosecutor for what it was. I think for a legal drama movie with some really badass action scenes, I thought throughout the most part, this movie's actually written pretty well. Is this the best film that I've seen Donnie Yen in or directed? I wouldn't say so, but for what it was, I think it's a very interesting legal drama / action film that has a really simple story to follow. You've seen it many times before, but it's actually written mostly very well. Of course, Donnie Yen does a great job directing this movie. The action scenes is special. Let's talk about the action scenes for a moment. This movie is not as action-packed as I was expecting, but this movie had some fantastic action scenes. Literally, the action scenes are badass in this film. It's filmed very well. Like, Donnie Yen can freaking direct when it comes to action scenes. There are some action scenes that felt like you're playing a video game, like one of those first-person shooter video games, and the look of the action scenes are amazing, and literally the sound design and the choreography is unbelievable. There is one action scene, I'm not going to spoil, it takes place on a subway train. Holy shit. That is one of the most badass action scenes that I have seen this year so far. It is fantastic. And also from performance-wise, Donnie Yen is fantastic in this film. You really care about Donnie Yen's character in this film. You really want him to solve this case about this kid that is basically arrested from drug trafficking. He's basically accused for doing drug trafficking, and you feel bad for this kid as well, because you know this kid is innocent, but of course everyone around him doesn't think he is innocent, and Donnie Yen tries to break that case to find the real baddies that are responsible throughout this drug trafficking. And it's easy to follow. You feel bad for this kid, you root for Donnie Yen to solve this case, you root for Donnie Yen to kick some ass in this movie, and I would say throughout the most part, I was following along with the story. I would say one of my biggest issues with the film, though, is that the film does drag just a little bit throughout the second to third act. The film does drag. It's trying to give you a lot of exposition. And I wouldn't say it's boring. It's just one of those things where I'm just like, okay, let's get along here. We know what's happening right now. Let's drag along. And I did see this film in subtitles, and I gotta say, this is one of the fastest subtitles that I have ever seen. There are parts in this film where I'm just like, okay, these subtitles are going way too quick. Is it just me? I don't know if it's playing in other cinemas like this, but literally throughout the first 30 minutes, the subtitles are going way too fast. Like, you have to be a fast reader to understand what's happening in the first 30 minutes of the film. It definitely goes way too quick. But other than that, as a legal drama film, surprisingly, I thought this film is absolutely directed very well, and also mostly written very well, even though it does drag just a little bit. With some badass action scenes that Donnie Yen has filmed Literally, the action scenes look incredible in this movie, especially on the big screen. But I wouldn't consider this as an action film. It's more of a crime legal drama film with action scenes in it, and I was totally okay with it. I think Donnie Yen is great in this film. This movie does give me something that I was not expecting, and you know what? I was totally okay with it. For The Prosecutor, guys, I would say definitely go see this film on the big screen. Of course, if you're huge fans of Donnie Yen, definitely check out this film. Is this the best film I've seen him in? No. This film does drag a bit and the subtitles go way too fast, but for a legal drama / action film, I thought this film did its job well. So guys, that's my review for The Prosecutor. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. Do you like the film, hate the film, or you thought it's okay? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contact with me, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.